Hello NBN, Shannon here from I Cook You Serve. I'm joined today with Jo from Jo Blackwell Photography, and she's also the founder of the Midlife Movement. So thank you for joining us today, Jo.
Thank you for having me. It's lovely to be here.
So you wear so many hats, you have so many projects on the go, and I think that is absolutely brilliant. You're always on the go, you're always doing something new, and I think that is so engaging. So yeah, high five for that. So, but what I want to focus on is your photography business. So how did your business start?
Well, the two are intertwined actually. So, I became a photographer at the age of 48. And if you'd told me 10 years before you're going to become a photographer, I'd have laughed in your face because what? But as I was going towards my 50th birthday, I was really unhappy. I was suffering from anxiety and depression and all kinds of things that I now know were to do with the perimenopause and were hormonal in nature. But I didn't know anything about that at the time. And I was working in a job that I really didn't like. And years before that, I'd made a living as a writer, and I'd stopped writing, which I think had something to do with the depression, because if you're a writer, you need to write. And I'd been working in payroll and things like that. And now I was working at the job centre, actually. And I had one of my customers come in and she told me she was writing a blog, and I knew nothing about blogging. So I started a blog called Project 50, where I just kind of blurted all my, oh, look at my hands, these stupid gnomes have come and sucked out the fat in my knuckles, why didn't they go to my thighs, things like that, And gradually, as time went on, people started to connect with me. Yes. And I wrote my way out of depression. So I thought, right, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to go and find people who are in their 50s and they're having a good time. And that'll give me hope and the people that are following the blog. And I thought, it's going to be pretty boring if it's just words. I need to take photographs. Okay. So I borrowed my husband's camera and I found a photography course on the internet up in the Lake District. And off I went with this camera that had never come off auto. I didn't know how to turn it on. The SD card was stuck in it. You couldn't take it out. And I got there and I'm looking around and I'm thinking, oh God, they've got really big cameras. I've got this little camera. And I realised that I accidentally booked myself onto a course for professional photographers. So wow. I thought, well, I either slink away with embarrassment or I just blag it, and I went, oh, well, I sidled up to the instructor and said, can you help me turn my camera on? And I picked up the camera and I looked through it and this woman was at the other end of the camera and I just went, oh my God. Because when you look through a camera lens, you see somebody. I mean, you really see them.
Yes.
And it's so beautiful. And my breath was just taken away. And I did this course. I was there for 2 days and I had this wonderful time up there. Came home and I was doing this, about it. And my husband's saying, oh, you're not going to be a professional photographer as well now, are you? Which says a lot about me. And I went, no, of course not. Bloody am. And that was it. And I just jumped in with both feet and became a photographer.
Wow.
So that's how my business came about, quite by accident.
Wow. So you really capture, so I really liked what you said about capturing the beauty and you really see the person. So you do headshots and portrait photography,
Yes.
But you've also got a new project as well. I am so excited to discuss this with you and with NBN, because from that background of just jumping straight in, booking, like having one type of camera, booking onto a professional photography course, I think that kind of encapsulates your new project. So your new project is Easy Photography and Film for Business Owners. So tell us a little bit about it.
Right. Well, obviously during this, we're filming this during the lockdown, and as a photographer, I can't go and take people's photographs and I can't have people to the studio. So that side of my business just went overnight. And I also have my son, who's, a grown man, who's got trapped here. he's locked down with us, can't see his girlfriend. So you can imagine, he's pretty miserable. Now, Dan is a filmmaker and a composer, producer. And we were sort of talking over the table one day, and I said, you know what, this is the time I should use to do what I've been asked to do by a lot of people, and that is to create some online photography courses. I said, but I was thinking, how about if we did photography and film? And so, you know, we kind of chatted about it, and basically over the course of the lockdown, we've created this course called Easy Photo and Film for Business Owners.
Nice.
And we're focusing it at the business owners who want to DIY their own photography. There's no substitute for hiring a professional, obviously. I would say that. But there are things that you can do to improve your imagery. And whether you're sort of upgrading your website while you're locked down or whatever, and you're not able to work, or whether you need to do something on the hop, when you're generally, or like you with your food, you know, if you need to sort of like take a picture of a dish or something like that. I want to give people the tools and the confidence to be able to do that with their phone.
So what does the course cover then? So let's go like some of the details. Obviously it's photography and film, but give us a little bit more. What else does it cover?
Right, well, it's in 3 modules. And it comes as a bundle. So the basics module covers learning to see like a photographer and a filmmaker.
I love that.
This is not a technical course. I am not going to be talking to you about ISO and aperture and shutter speed. This is all about the camera that you have in your pocket, and that's generally your phone. Phones nowadays, just looking at the pixels that they have. When I started out as a professional, I was shooting weddings with a full frame camera that had 12 megapixels. Now, you know what these, I don't ask me because numbers aren't good for me, but my phone has far more than that now than I was using as a professional. So this isn't for you if you're a pixel peeper, as they call them, you know, or somebody who's really into all the technology of it and flash and things like that. We're going to be using natural light, available light, minimal kit, so that doesn't get in the way. This is aimed at the people that think, oh, I couldn't possibly do that, it's going to be too technical.
Nice. So just overcoming all of those hacks, overcoming all the equipment. I think that's really helpful because it makes it more practical. Like for us in the kitchen, there's room, but there's like things need to be done quickly and easily, but still effectively. And I think that's what your course really gets across.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be demonstrating some kit like reflectors and continuous lighting and things like that. And then we're going to be showing you how you can use a sheet as a reflector, for example. So you can go out and you can buy kit. You can spend as much as you want if you want to, and if you want to have that kit to hand. And obviously sometimes when you've got a bit of kit, it's easier and quicker if you know how to use it. But the point of this is that you're not going to need any kit. So I'm going to teach you how to use the light that you have available. I'm going to teach you how to plan your photography and your videos, plan your backgrounds, my part of it goes into Easy Photo, and on that I'm doing 3 modules. One is people photography, so how to take headshots of your people, how to photograph people at work of your workspace, maybe in your warehouse or whatever, how to take your own headshot and the best way to do that. And then I'm going to do, the next module is shooting products and services. So I'm going to be doing some demos and so on with that. And then going on from there, I'm doing beyond photography. So processing, how to process your images quickly and easily so that you've got a consistent look.
And that's all done on your phone?
It can all be done on your phone, or you can connect obviously with the video as well. So I'm going to be screen sharing, so I will show both. Unfortunately, my manicure isn't very good for showing it on my phone. No, but we're going to be doing all of that, and how to store it, how to export it, how to store it afterwards, you know, so that you can always find it, how to do the right size for this and that and the other. So all those things that trip you up when you don't know what you're talking about and you're just like, technology, hopefully that's going to help. And then on Daniel's side of things, that's his side of things, so now I'm going to have to think, He's going to be showing you how to shoot business show reels. So we're going to live shoot a business show reel for me, and we're going to put all those things that you covered in the basics, you know, the backgrounds, the sets, the scene setting, and so on. We're going to do that. We're going to shoot indoors, we're going to shoot outdoors.
Nice.
And we're going to put a business show reel together for me. He's going to show you how to shoot testimonial videos the best way, how to put a slideshow together. And then he's going to take, now his processing won't be on the phone. The processing I think I'm going to do on laptops and desktop, because it is easier. But I will show you how to do my part on the phone as well. But he's going to take all of that into iMovie.
Nice.
And then he's going to take you through, he's going to share his screen, take the business show reel that he's made of me, and put it together. He's going to put music on it, show you how to source music legally, put the music on, how to edit, how to do the transitions. So you're going to actually see in action why we shot certain things, and why why the planning was so important. And then at the end of it, he'll export it, and then he's going to share with you his super secret, awesome apparently, storage system, so that you don't lose your film. And that sums it up. And then as a bonus, there is the easy podcast.
Wonderful. Okay. We'll come on to that later. For now, I want to, why video and photography? How are they going to help businesses? Why is it so important?
Wow, that's a big subject, so I'll try not to talk too much. It's a big subject to me. Obviously, I'm a bit of a geek about, and a bit of a, I'm very keen. But if you can shout and tell people how good you are until you're blue in the face, if you can show them, we all know, don't we, that it is so much more powerful if they can see what you do. A lot of people, they resist putting their own face on their website, for example. And if people can see you, I mean, they make a snap decision, don't they, about people just by how you look and what have you. So this is why you need to photograph yourself in good light and everything else. But it shows you as a person, not just as somebody remote. You don't look like a corporation. And even if you are a corporation, if you show your staff, if you're going to pick up the phone to customer care, if you've got the face there, it's so much easier. So it's increasing your know, like, trust factor when it comes to headshots and people photography. It puts a human face to things, and it makes it so much easier to deal with your customers, because they can see that you're a person and not just an entity. So that's with people photography. When it comes to products and services, obviously, if you can make your products and services look a bit sexy, more people are going to buy them. Yeah. Now, I went to a company just before the lockdown, who make catheters.
Okay.
Right. And I thought to myself, how do I make this? Obviously, I couldn't make that look sexy, but what I could do was show the warehouse, show the people on the forklift trucks and things like that, the people that take the orders, so that you could see the process. So that when the people that are ordering these medical supplies, it's aimed at people that are in wheelchairs that might need different sort of equipment and so on. It just made it a personal thing.
Nice,
again,
that real behind the scenes feel.
Exactly. It's about behind the scenes, and it's about showing how efficient you are, but also how approachable.
Yeah. So for those who are going to be taking part in this course, how long is the course? Can people go through it at their own time? What support is there?
Right. Well, there's going to be over 40 videos.
Brilliant.
It's uploaded as video, audio where appropriate. I mean, obviously, when you're doing a walkthrough, you don't want to be listening, you want to be watching. But some of them we will do it as audio as well. Yeah. And then others we will be doing PDFs. So, for example, the iMovie, that will be in a PDF, step by step. Now do this, now do this. So if you're somebody who prefers, I mean, I like to read and tick off what I'm doing, you'll have that as well. You work through it at your own pace. I'm going to open it so that you can just, if you just wanted to know how to, like today, I just wanted to edit something, you could go straight to that. So I'm not going to drip it. But the recommended route is that you do work through the basics, and then you can go where you want to with the photography, because we will be referring back to the basics on both sides all the time. the support, there is a private Facebook group. Dan and I will be dipping in and out of there. You can ask questions in it. You can upload a photograph that you've taken for feedback if you want to. If you've got a problem, you can upload that there, and I'll help you, you know, across Facebook like that.
Yeah, nice. I like how that works with different people's learning styles as well, because some people are better with video, like you said, some people are better with having things written down, working through them in that sense. And I think that makes it more available for different people, and then for different businesses as well. The fact that people can go through it at their own time, it's quite empowering, because there's no limitation on that. It's kind of, you can do this at your own pace, but we are here. I think that that's really, really important. So you've created a video talking about easy photography and film for business owners. And I like how the focus is on the details within the business, helping businesses create consistency across their social media, for their websites. How does that fit in for you? Where did that come from? The importance of consistency.
Oh, okay. Well, if you look at a website, and how do I explain it? When you take a photograph, if I take a photograph now and it's raining and there's a certain light, and then I think, oh, right, I should have done that shot as well, and I do it in bright sunlight, and then you put the two side by side, they're not going to look right together. It's not going to look like the same place. And the thing with photography and film, it's all about the light. It's all about, I mean, Dan's going to be doing about audio as well, of course. It's all about the quantity of the light, the direction, the quality of the light. And I don't know if you've heard of the colour of the light. So there's something called a Kelvin scale. I'm going too technical. Basically, colour can be sort of a bit yellowy or a bit bluey.
Okay.
And you want so if you're going to put two things on a screen together side by side, that colour balance needs to be fairly similar. Now you can either achieve that, like I can do it, you know, when I'm processing my pictures, I can just make sure they all balance up.
Okay.
The same thing, like you imagine if you're sitting in your living room, the light is probably quite yellow, and in your kitchen maybe you've got those like more something not fluorescent but daylight balanced, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
Different colour of light. But one way you can do it is by using presets. So in this course, I'm also partnering with some companies that are going to give discounts. So I have a preset company who is going to give a discount to people who buy their presets, for example, using my code, things like that. And then it's like a one-click thing, and you've kind of got a little bit of a balance. The reason that it's important is because it makes you look professional, basically. So if you look at a website and it's got rubbish photography, you kind of wonder about your attention to detail, for a start. It's like having spelling mistakes. Dan and I have done a promo for this easy photo and film course, and I've sent it back to him 3 times now. Dan's dyslexic, so I'm the proofreader. And because he keeps making spelling mistakes on the subtitles. And he went, oh, do you think they'll notice that one? I go, yes, of course they will. You know, little things like that, people might not mind, but it just creates an impression, doesn't it? That maybe you don't care, you know, which I think Dan at that moment didn't. Oh, for goodness sake, you've sent it back to me 3 times. Why didn't you see that before, you know? So it's all about your overall feeling that you're giving out to the world, and your professionalism.
Nice. I really like that. I like that behind the scenes feel within your photography, with the photography that you provide, but also within the course, helping other people demonstrate that they care about their businesses, because I think lots of people care about their businesses. Sometimes it takes courses like this to translate that care so that other people can see it. So I think that's really key. So something else I want to discuss with you as well is podcasting. Now this is a part of your course, but also you podcast. So just to start off with, when did you start podcasting?
I'm just about to publish my 50th episode. So almost a year.
Wow.
Almost a year. And again, quite by accident, I jumped in with both feet. And you can see, I mean, you and I are talking, we've not got headphones on. I've not got my mic plugged in. It's the same as with photography. There's loads of kit that you can get. Some of it makes it better. Some of it, it's better done than perfect, in my opinion. And anything is better done than perfect, except when it comes to your lighting. Taught myself out of it then, didn't I? No. So I started in a very simple way. I made it as simple as I could, and I couldn't believe how easy it was, which is why I've created this course, Easy Podcasting, to show you step by step. Number one, we discuss why it's important for your business and how it can help your business. Number two, how to do it, how to set it up, and then how to find guests and how to market it.
Nice. So why is podcasting important?
It's another channel for you to market on the periphery. So it's not you saying, buy my stuff, book a shoot with me or whatever. Yeah. Actually, that really isn't a good example, because my podcast is with the midlife movement, so I don't talk about photography at all. But I'm not saying, become a member, join the membership, all the time. What I'm talking about is the things that matter to the women that would join my membership. So they're all quite different. There are different kinds of podcasts. Some people do it solo, so they're just imparting their knowledge, and they're giving value and establishing themselves as an expert in their field. The way I do it, I have guests. It's because I act as a facilitator in the midlife movement, and a signposter. So I have people come on and talk about, like I had, the last one was with a lady who helps people look after their elderly parents. When you have to start parenting your parents, which is something that women my age often have to deal with. And that way, I love working in that collaborative way, and that's why it can be so good for your business. If you're collaborating with other business owners, you're lifting each other up, because obviously my podcast guests are, sharing everywhere I've been on this podcast.
Yeah.
They guest blog for me as well. Some of them become coaches within the Midlife Movement membership. And it's just a lovely way of helping as many people, and using each other's expertise, because we can't all be good at everything. And it's nice you're doing three. For me, the midlife movement is a three-legged stool. It's to give me an income, which I'm saying first because we're talking to business owners here.
Yes.
That is what business is. It's to help the women that I serve, and it's to help the service providers that come in and help my women. So that three-legged stool, I promote them, they promote me. These ladies pay me, and some of them go off and work with those people. Yeah. And hopefully one day I'll be able to retire.
Brilliant. So for MBN, you've got a bit of a gift.
I do, yes. I would like to give you the section on podcasting, so you can try it out for yourself, or at least just watch it. It's a very short course. I think it takes about 20 minutes to work all the way through it. We have this discussion about why it's important. We talk about marketing and how to find guests and so on. So really what I've covered here, but the key to it is that you can actually watch me set up a podcast from scratch.
Nice.
And that will take all the mystique away from it. And you can decide from that perhaps a little bit more, is it for me?
Mm.
Because you have to enjoy talking to people if you're going to be a guest, that is. I mean, if you're going to be a solo one, it's different. Or you can do a mixture of both, of course. And just decide whether or not it's useful for your business. You find that as you'll all know, your clients come from different sources, whether it's word of mouth, networking, maybe reading your blog. And then there's this other channel, this other funnel of listening to your podcast. So it's about putting yourself out there, getting, once you get over the fear of putting the sound of your own voice, and all of that, and just be natural about it. If you go in there thinking, well, I've got to have a BBC voice and I have to be very po-faced, believe me, the subjects I talk about, you cannot be po-faced.
Okay.
I'm like this a lot of the time. And of course, what you can also do is you can film the way you are with this, and then you can upload it onto your YouTube, or you can embed it into your blog, or you can put it onto your social media. So there's all those different ways. And we were talking about learning styles as well. It's all those different ways of doing it.
Brilliant. Wow, very good. So is there anything else that you wanted to let us know about the Easy Film and Photography course that you're providing?
Well, we've just released the early bird.
Exciting.
And we've got a fabulous offer, actually, because you get everything if you buy on early bird for £97.
And that's the 3 courses, that's the 3 packages.
All three, all the modules, all the lessons, and Easy Podcast as as an extra. Although if you use my coupon, you can get that as a standalone, for free. But for £97, it's up until the launch date is the 18th of May. But if you buy it, and the course will be doubling, then it will be 197. We haven't decided exactly, but at least 197. But if you buy it beforehand, you get it for £97. So
wow,
it's quite bargain.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. If anybody wants to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Good question. I just went blank. Who am I? What's my email address? It's jo@joblackwell.co.uk. And that's Jo, just J-O. I'm a female Jo. Jo@joblackwell.co.uk. That's email. You can find me on Facebook, either on my Facebook page, which is Jo Blackwell, funnily enough. Mm-hmm. And from that you can, once you've bought the course, I'll put you into the group that is attached to that. How else can you get in touch with me? LinkedIn, connect with me anyway.
Well, I will put the link to your website and your Facebook page above or below, or whatever device you're on, so that people can get in touch and hear more about your Easy Film and Photography course for business owners.
The website is already live, actually, and I've put it under my own name, so it's www.joblackwell.co.uk. And you can navigate from there to all of my ventures, because that's like my hub. But there is the menu. The courses are on there. Sorry, anybody that's listening, I'm using my fingers to show where these menus are.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and I look forward to catching up with you soon.
Thank you, Shannon.